Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Um, I'd like to address I talk about a lot of pros in martial arts. Let me talk some cons that I hate about martial art. Um, the one thing I hate about martial art is that sometimes the pricing is the pricing can be a little much. Listen, you have to make a living. Trust me, I try. You have to make a living in training, in martial arts, But at the same time, I think some people are trying to make a little bit much. Like, for instance, I know, like, sometimes I think the Gracie name, which is legendary. You cannot argue with the Gracie name because they are one of the contributing factors of jiu-jitsu, that made jiu-jitsu the way it is, but it's not the only. There were other people at the table, but you have to put Helio Gracie up there in the top two. But sometimes I think I've been to Gracie Studios and you want $300 a month. 300. This is not a college tuition. This is not an education. Granted, it's a great education, but you can drop that prices a little bit to make it affordable. But that's my belief. Also, Krav Maga. I think Krav Maga can get a little pricey too. Granted, I understand space, overhead, rent. I get that. You gotta make some type of living in order to survive. I get it. But sometimes just try and get a little too much money, be a little too greedy. What's another thing that I dislike about martial arts? Every freaking style, and I do 4 of them, every freaking style think that is the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. Bret Hart. It's a great martial art. I do karate, jiu-jitsu, aikido, and kempo. Each of them got great advantages, but not one style that I do is more of a master of the other. Striking, punching is just as dangerous as going to the ground. But the thing is, a lot of people say, well, you go to the ground, most people usually lose. Any person's going to lose in something they're not used to. They're going to lose in something they're not used to. If you're not used to going to the ground, guess what? You're not going to be comfortable. But the more you train into the ground, the more better you are. Now, does it make you defend every fight? No, because there's some jiu-jitsu practitioners are just great. And, masters, they are black belts for a reason. If they can fight on the ground and they got black belt, brown belt, blue belt, it makes them very dangerous. But same as karate, people that fight standing up, people training karate are dangerous too. But sometimes they are in the mindset that this is the only thing and there's no need to cross-train. That bothers me a lot. I understand if you're a karate teacher and you have to be the master of the very thing you're trying to teach, or be a very good person in order to demonstrate. I do understand that and respect that. But with that being said, it doesn't hurt to add, a ground game to what you do, just to make you diversify, because that's the age we live in. We live in a more diverse age where other people are training in other things. And I think it would benefit you to take a class or two in something that you're not used to. And same with jiu-jitsu practitioners. You can't whip everybody. If I Mawashi Gary or my Gary, you in the head, and all you trying to do is grab, and if I'm a boxer, I'm gonna knock your head off. Jiu-jitsu only works if I touch you. If you can't get your hands on me, and I have enough distance and strength and kinetic smarts, I'm gonna knock your head off before you touch me. So even jiu-jitsu practitioners would do good to have a stand-up fighting game. Is one style better than the other? No. And I train in multiple styles. One is not a master of the other. If you take a jiu-jitsu practitioner and take it in a stand-up fighting game, most likely you're going to lose against a stand-up fighting person. That's just good common sense. The same way if a jiu-jitsu practitioner, if a karate practitioner fights a jiu-jitsu person and they go to the ground, guess what? That's where their comfort is. They're going to win there. What's the third thing that I have? Gripes in martial arts. Sometimes I hate the travel. I travel distance, sometimes 20 something miles to get to a studio, because, like, certain things, it's a little bit of distance. I hate that because I live in Kansas City area, and sometimes, like even today, which pissed me off, a 30-minute trip or a 25 or 28-minute trip in rush hour took me an hour and 15 minutes to get home because someone was stupid and didn't know how to drive. But that's just how it is, and it kind of pushed my whole after work time back by 30 minutes because of traffic, which nobody can control. It's just the way it is. So sometimes that bothers me. I wish I can keep everything in close. What's another thing that bothers me? Sometimes I have teachers, and this doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes I have teachers who got another job, and I say about once a week or twice a week, it makes them late, or the class is canceled. So I'm getting ready for martial arts, and the class is canceled because of external things. And I understand external things happen, but if it happened once a week, then you need to change your priority or make your classes much later so it doesn't interfere, or you have a backup game plan just in case those things happen. But that doesn't happen in everything I do. I have a sensei I can guarantee his class is going to be at this time, Tuesday, Thursday, every single time. And the one time he actually stopped and changed a class is because he wanted to train other people, and he gave months notice, like 3 months notice, like, hey, I'm going to stop this class, because I need to change my schedule. That's different. And this person has been consistent as consistent can be. But sometimes, the teachers, if you cannot teach the class all the time, at least have a good backup plan. Sometimes that bothers me. When I pay for a service and I may or may not get it weekly. I can take a little bit of that, but if it start getting like a lot, I'm just not going to do that service because I'm paying for something. I go to work because people depend on my service. It doesn't help if I call off sick every week. That's not helping the work that I do. So I have to be dependable. Well, another disadvantage, sometimes the egos of people, and I have in 10, now going on 10 and a half years, I have ran across a lot of egos, more egos than I care to mention. And some people hate to lose. And I'm like, if you don't have the mindset to understand that losing and getting beat is a part of martial arts, then you have no business doing it. Don't do it. Don't train if your ego is that fragile that you cannot get that you cannot accept losing. Losing is a part of winning. You could be a great football team like the, I guess, 2003 Patriots or 2004 and go 16-0. But if you don't beat the Giants where it counts in the Super Bowl, it's all for nothing, right? So losing is a part of winning, and I dislike, I'm not pleasant with losing. Sorry guys, my phone dropped. I'm not completely happy losing, but it's the part of, getting better. You got to have strife and resistance to see what level you are. So sometimes that bothers me. That bothers me that some people have ego problems and they can't stop losing. It happens more in jiu-jitsu, that is traditional martial arts like karate. But I have trained with karate people who, they get up there angry, and I try to be calm. My style is, and my method is trying to stay calm in the midst of struggle, because that's when your real power, the moment you start getting angry when you fight, that's when you already lost, because you can't control the situation and you gotta do something out of your anger and you gotta get yourself knocked out. That's why Conor McGregor was so good. He gets you angry and pissed because he gets inside your head, and then he stayed calm while you angry, and then you slip and mess up. What's another thing that I dislike about martial arts? Sometimes the sacrifice it takes to do it. Nobody's forcing me to do what I do. I do this on my own. But sometimes it's a sacrifice, time-wise, from things, from social things I can do. Sometimes it's a sacrifice to give up 2 hours, an hour, 2 hours of my day just to do this. Because people ask me, oh man, when are you free in a week? I'm not free. Are you sure? I'm not free. Why are you not free? Because I do martial arts. And one of the things I also have misconception of, people want to be a brown and black belt, but a lot of people don't know the work it takes to get to this level. It takes years and hard work and time to do what I do. I can talk and feel a certain way about my skill set because I bust my ass to do what I do. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying that whatsoever. There's much, much better people than me. But I know what I've been doing for a decade, and I know I could take my skill set wherever and feel competitive. I may not win, but I'll be competitive. Granted, age and stuff, I am 47. I should not be fighting 3 22-year-old grown men that look like football players. That's different. I am subject to time like everybody else, father time. But I know a little bit of a little bit. And that's not cocky, that's just me putting the work and putting in the time. So anyway, for the most part, my martial arts, I'm very proud of the great benefits it has. I dislike some of, there's certain things I don't like, but I endure and I accept it and I take it, martial art wise, and I accept it and say, hey, it comes with the territory. But nothing is perfect. There's nothing in this life that's going to be perfect. It's always going to be an issue. 90% of the time, my martial art is extremely positive. I just wish I had more people to do it with me. I know there's certain entities want my skill set to assist in their security. And I appreciate that. But, I'll help out when I can, and I provide my ability. And I know most of my work, which is social work, I have gotten jobs because they see my martial art background, because I can handle people that most people can't handle. Or I have a fighting chance. And I'm not saying I'm fighting anybody, work-wise. That's not what I'm saying. Once again, I want to make sure that's perfectly clear. I don't fight anybody at work. But if I have to, and if I have to defend myself, I know that I can. So that's just some of the negatives or gripes I have. But for the most part, I'm very happy with my martial art. Only thing I wish I can do is quit work and do more. That's the only thing I wish. I wish I could do Wing Chun or Silat, Eskrima. I wish I could do Sambo. I wish I could do more wrestling techniques. I wish I could do American catch wrestling like Eric Paulson. I wish I could do a lot more Kempo. Like Jeff Speakman 5.0 Kempo. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do, I have the physicality to do Muay Thai. I did that for a little bit. And if I had Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu too, I feel like if I had to pick two, those are the two I would pick. But with my skill set, even though it took me a lot of years to get it, I'm very happy with what I have learned, because I roughly got all other styles wrapped into it. It just took me a little bit longer because I did so much. So, but anyway, it's always something to learn. Sorry for the long video. This is probably the only time I have done a martial art video in a while, so I felt like it was compelled to. So have a good one.